Well, hello again. It's my honor to have a conversation with you this morning about scholarships and funding. I'm really looking forward to this session because it is one of the most commonly asked questions that students and families have is how can they pay for a University of Arizona education, and how can the University of Arizona help make that education more affordable? So we'll go ahead and advance to the next slide, and I'd like to thank my colleagues in advance for helping with the questions that you can drop in the Q&A section of the Zoom. So everyone always wants to know, what do I need to do in order to be considered for scholarships? And I'm happy to tell you that it's so easy. In order to apply for University of Arizona scholarships, all you need to do is apply for admission. When you apply for admission, you're automatically considered for our scholarships. And we offer scholarships for students who start in the fall semester or in the spring semester. And a lot of universities in the US don't do that. So it's really important to point that out. Our fall semester starts in August, and our spring semester starts in January. So when you apply for admission, either for fall or for spring, just submit that application and you will be considered for scholarships. We offer scholarships for students who enter the university as freshmen or first-year students. We also offer scholarships for transfer students. You would be considered a transfer student if you've completed 12 or more credit hours at another university or college. We also offer scholarships for students who are conditionally admitted. And we're really proud of this too, because a lot of schools don't. And yet we know that some of our best students and our best alumni started at the University of Arizona as conditionally admitted, and then went to our Center for English as a Second Language and earned their endorsement, and then came on to the University of Arizona as a fully degree seeking student within a short time. The other thing that you'll need to do in order to be considered for scholarships is accept your admission and pay your enrollment fee. That's the way that you let us know that you intend to accept the scholarship and enroll. So let's move on to the next slide. So how are you considered for scholarships? So when you apply for admission to the university, you will be considered based on your grade point average. And we do not require SAT or ACT scores to be considered for scholarships or for admission. Now, this is something kind of new. In the past, we have looked at SAT or ACT scores for scholarship consideration, but we are no longer looking at SAT or ACT scores, so that's not something that you need to be concerned about. We will look at your grade point average, and we will calculate your grade point average based on the academic courses that you've taken in high school or as a transfer student. As a transfer student, like I said before, you do need to have at least 12 credit hours to be considered a transfer student. If you have less than that, then you're considered an incoming freshman. And our scholarships for conditionally admitted students are also based on grade point average and your successful completion of the Seidl U-Track program. Seidl stands for Center for English as a Second Language. We have some terrific sessions about our Seidl program and conditional admission, and in including a special workshop on Friday of this week. So that's something that you might want to tune into. Could we please advance to the next slide? So everyone always wants to know, what is the value of your scholarships? So at the University of Arizona, our scholarships range from $1,000 to $10,000 per year for freshmen, transfer, and conditionally admitted students. Scholarships are intended to reduce the cost of tuition. So right now, the cost of tuition at the University of Arizona is approximately $36,000. If you were to receive a $10,000 scholarship, then the cost of your tuition would be dropped to $26,000. Scholarships are available for you whether you start in the fall semester or in the spring semester, but they are not available for students who start in the summer or winter. You would need to apply for admission to either to either fall or spring to be able to start your scholarships. The 4-year value of our scholarships ranges from $4,000 to $40,000. The higher your grade point average, the higher the award you will receive. It's just that simple. So let's continue on to the next slide. Thank you. So many students will want additional scholarships. And so I just wanted to let you know that there are additional scholarships available, but not likely through the University of Arizona directly. These awards that we offer are based on your grade point average, and they do reduce the cost of tuition. But any other scholarships that you might receive are most likely going to be through alternative funding sources. For example, maybe government or sponsors, or scholarships from private donors, maybe even some type of loans. We do have a couple of sources that I do recommend looking at for outside scholarships. For example, the University of Arizona has a database, a really robust searchable database called Scholarship Universe. It's a great place for you to look for scholarships from outside sources that are affiliated with the university in some way or another. And then internationalscholarships.com is another really good source for scholarships. So when you consider the University of Arizona and our scholarship awards, these are the things that I want you to try to remember. It's easy to apply. You're evaluated based on your grade point average. The value of the awards ranges from $1,000 a year to $10,000 a year, which over 4 years is equivalent to $4,000 a year to $40,000 a year. And these awards are renewable, meaning that so long as you are enrolled in 30 credit hours per academic year, which is kind of the standard 15 credit hours per semester, and maintain a 3.0 grade point average, you will be able to carry that scholarship forward from one year to the next. Are there any questions? Let's see. I know a lot of the questions are being addressed in the Q&A session. Can a student get two types of scholarships at the same time, an external scholarship and a scholarship from the U of A? Yes, you can. You can bring scholarships from outside sources to the University of Arizona. Our awards go first toward tuition and only toward tuition. So they reduce the cost of your tuition. Any other scholarships would be able to complement that. Almost all of our international students come with some scholarship. We really make a commitment to making scholarship awards to international students. So provided that you're admitted and you have at least a 3.0 grade point average for fall 2021, most students will receive a scholarship. And then the award levels go up to $10,000 for students with the highest grade point averages. Trying to keep an eye on the Q&A section to see if there's more questions I can answer that are common across. Are the scholarships that are available for international students the same ones that are available for American students, or are they different? So whether you're a US citizen or an international student, the University of Arizona offers awards that reduce the cost of tuition. So they are the same in the sense that we do reduce the cost of tuition for students, whether they're international or domestic. The scholarships that we're talking about today are just for our bachelor's degree students who are enrolling on the main campus. If you're inquiring about our law or professional programs or graduate programs, I would recommend that you come to the session on graduate admission on Thursday, where we'll talk all about funding opportunities for graduate students. So another question that we oftentimes get is, does the University of Arizona ever offer full scholarships, scholarships that cover the full cost of attendance? So the full cost of attendance at the University of Arizona would be tuition, it would be your housing and your transportation, your living costs, in other words, your health insurance. And no, we don't offer scholarships that cover the full cost of attendance. What we do offer are scholarships that offset the cost of your tuition and reduce the cost of the tuition. On Wednesday, we'll be offering a number of different sessions related to Global Direct. Global Direct is the University of Arizona's online option, which is offered to students all around the world. And we do have some creative ideas for you. for how you might be able to leverage Global Direct as a way to save money on the cost of a degree that you intend to earn on the main campus. So I would definitely encourage you to come to some of those sessions on Wednesday, because we do have ways for you to earn credit right now while you're still in high school or you're a transfer student, so that you can begin taking your U of A classes now, or you could start this fall and even complete a whole year online and then come to the main campus later. The cost of tuition is less on Global Direct than it is on the main campus. And of course, if you don't have to come to the United States and live and travel and have those expenses associated with being in the US right away, if you could stay at home or closer to home, you might see your costs reduced. So definitely plan on coming to the Global Direct sessions on Wednesday if you have questions about how you might be able to start online and finish on the main campus later. Oh, here's a good question that I saw in the Q&A, and that is, how will you know if you've gotten a scholarship? You'll be notified by email. You'll be notified by email if you receive a scholarship.